We all try to sound smart when we quote Shakespeare with any one of his numerous lines that speak volumes about the human condition. But what is Shakespeare's worst line of all time? Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. And first of all, I'd like to start by thanking everybody for the great response to last week's video where I gave hints to performing Shakespeare. Already over 3,000 views and counting. Now, before I reveal my nomination for this dubious honor, I want to clarify what I'm trying to do here. For any great artist, the low point in his career can be a learning experience for other artists, not just because it's bad, but because it's uncharacteristically bad. Something that is the proverbial exception that proves the rule, showing you how this is bad because it's an example of him not displaying the same characteristics of genius that we usually see in his work that are the reason for his greatness. So, with that in mind, it's got to be Aaron's final line in Titus Andronicus.
If one good deed in all my life I did, I do repent it from my very soul.
Now, I don't mean to put down this play, which Stella Adler once referred to as the play people prefer to think Shakespeare didn't write. I think it's very underrated, obviously because of the weak stomachs that understandably have difficulty dealing with the extreme violence which got that play completely banned during Victorian times and account for why it is so largely forgotten today. But this line, come on. It's not just the corniness of any character saying he repents the thought that he may ever have done a good deed, but again, how uncharacteristic it is of Shakespeare, whose genius was always in drawing well-developed characters whose point of view we could always see, if not necessarily condone, no matter how evil their deeds may be. The Merchant of Venice is often remembered as anti-Semitic because of its portrayal of Shylock as the villain, but the problem with labeling it as such is the fact that we need to remember that anti-Semitism was the norm in Shakespeare's day, and where that character really stands out is in the way Shakespeare humanizes him in ways that go way beyond what any other writer of his time would have done.
Hath thou a Jew eyes? Hath thou a Jew hands?
And then even in his portrayal of his two greatest villains, Iago and Richard III, characters who, unlike Shylock, are indisputably the villain, the way that he humanizes them in their direct address monologues where they appeal to the audience for sympathy and let us at least understand the reason they commit the evil acts that they do. And in case you haven't seen these plays already, I won't spoil them for you, but I will give you a hint about what their motivation was. It wasn't because they woke up one morning and decided that doing a good deed was something that they would have to repent later on.
Maybe I'd be a vet. An evil vet? No. Maybe like work in a petting zoo. An evil petting zoo?
Unless the villain you're writing is Dr. Evil, pretty much any decent writer knows that nobody sets out to do evil. The worst atrocities committed throughout history have always been by individuals who somehow, in their diseased minds, are able to think that what they're doing is for the best, and that those who oppose them are the real bad guys. A concept which I explored in a video I did a few years ago about why I couldn't get into the Nurse Ratched series, which transformed one of the best-written antagonists in drama into a one-dimensional character who is sinister and sadistic for no apparent reason, in sharp contrast to the person we saw in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, as having her reasons for thinking she has to be the way that she is or the whole system will fall apart. I encourage you all to check that one out if you haven't done so already. So, What do you nominate as the most uncharacteristically bad contribution to his or her art from an otherwise great artist? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.